Total scam. DeSantis exposes American companies.
Every policy of the Trump administration is designed to lift up the American worker, promote great-paying blue-collar.
Pretty much trying to do everything for the Americans. They're trying to bring jobs back to America. That's what it sounds like to me.
To rebuild the industrial bedrock of our nation.
Well, he's right about that. I mean, the only question, after all the great accomplishments of the Trump administration and the early successes hitting his stride, how do the H-1B visas fit into this? This is when foreign workers are allowed to come into the United States. Because the entire thing, to me, is a scam. There is no reason why we should be bringing in foreign workers when American workers are up to the task.
Okay, so I get your point. I get her point, right? But the foreign workers have also helped build America. We can't forget about that.
If you believe in the free market, you got to raise wages so American workers will actually do these jobs. Last year, nearly 400,000 applications for H-1B visa work were approved from India, China, and other countries. That's more than double the amount approved in the...
And I'm gonna be honest, I'm sorry, but like most of the jobs that Americans say that they want back, they don't even really want to do those jobs. Like the farming work, like the construction jobs. Who do we see most of the time when we're seeing new construction being built in different cities in the United States, in different states? It's mostly foreign workers that are working those jobs. Yeah, there's Americans that are doing these jobs, these trade jobs, but you also see a large count of foreign workers that are on visas that pretty much are doing these jobs. So
year 2000. So does the American workforce really just decline that much? That's 400,000 jobs that did not go to American workers. And the companies that love foreign workers, companies like Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Apple, and Meta. Here to weigh in.
Well, these are tech jobs, though. These are literally tech jobs.
Is Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. Governor, your reaction to this? I mean, I know in the Trump cabinet there's a real divide on this issue, but it's an issue I've fought for many, many years. What do Americans need to understand about this?
I honestly feel like I'm with the president. I'm with Trump on like we need to bring jobs back to America. We need to focus on Americans. We need to get back to what we truly were as a country, right?
Well, I think you're right to say the H-1B, it's become a total scam. These companies game the system. You know, you have some of these companies that are laying off large numbers of Americans while they're also getting new H-1Bs and renewing H-1Bs. And a lot of times people used to say, well, you know, we're getting the cream of the crop from all around the world. The reality is that's not actually what H-1Bs are. Most of them are from one company or from one country, India. There's a cottage industry about how all that people make money off this system. Yeah. And look at what's happening to young people in this current job market because of artificial intelligence. You are starting to see evidence that they're having a much tougher time because of what's happening with AI. So if that's...
Listen, Americans, they want their jobs back, right? They keep saying this narrative, oh, Americans, we need to save the jobs for Americans that are from America. Like, okay, I get it, right? But guess what, Americans? AI is going to take your jobs. It's not the foreigners or the immigrants or the H-1B visas. It's not none of those people. It is literally AI that's going to take your job, Americans.
That's going to continue to produce dislocations. Why would we be importing foreign workers when we have our own people that we need to take care of?
Well, they want cheap labor. That's why. They want workers that will come into the United States and that have no, portability of their job prospects. They have to stay as workers for Google or for Walmart.
Pay them exactly what their value is, right? But if you're speaking to a foreigner or you're speaking to someone on an H-1B visa, right, you can pay them super low and they're probably not going to have a problem with it. But an American, they're going to want you to pay them what they're rightfully due, what they rightfully owe. So I get why big companies choose to go with foreigners than Americans. So you'll see they'll bring in a large mass amount of foreigners because they can underpay them, and that's kind of what we're looking at right now.
Variety, large now essentially multinational corporations.
It's like, why would I want to pay and I don't even think it has to do with, okay, like Americans, like specifically. It's like, okay, let's, in a business aspect, if you can pay this person less, which is actually very inhumane to me, I would never think about doing something like that. But if you can pay somebody under the dollar, right, and you got somebody else that you can pay kind of over the dollar, or they're actually more valued because for whatever reason, right, they're American. I just think that obviously the big companies, obviously you're gonna go for the person that you can pay the less amount of money. You're gonna profit more.
I mean, they want to keep wages lower.
No,
Period.
precisely.
Full stop.
100%. 100%. They save money, and as you said, these H-1Bs limit the H-1B worker to that one company. It's almost like a form of indenture servitude, and so we've seen them take advantage of that time and time again. And I just think like the overall message from the time President Trump first ran for office was, we're going to put the American people first, and I
Very
think that
strong.
he's done that. And so,
And I agree. I do think that he's put the American people from like first, in most aspects, but what I'm saying is that we cannot forget about the foreigners or the visa workers, because they have been a big help to our infrastructure, like just everything. They've helped build America too, so we can't discredit them.
so many ways, like the border and other things, and I think it should apply to these visa programs as well.
I want to go to this other issue, which set the MAGA base on fire last night. The issue of the 600,000 visas for Chinese students that President Trump said he
600,000 visas? You gonna bring 500,000 people to the U.S.?
would be open to allowing into the country. Today, he said our college system would go to hell very quickly without them. This would be the most amount of Chinese students ever admitted to the United States, almost doubling the 380,000 Chinese students.
And like that is just an absurd amount of students that you're trying to have come to the U.S. like
that are in the country today. My question to you is, should we be concerned if 15% of colleges end up going under because they can't have, students from the Chinese communist system in paying full freight?
If you're bringing in somebody to study as a foreign student, the only reason that should be done is if it benefits the American people, not to subsidize colleges. And to put it in perspective, the state of Florida, we're the third largest state in the United States. The
yes, sir.
total number of students in our entire state university system, 12 universities, is a little over 300,000. So that would mean you're almost doubling the entire population.
I honestly don't even think they can handle that type of population, like it doesn't make any sense, really.
A Florida State University system with just Chinese students. And as we know, there's a significant percentage of the Chinese students who they're engaged with the CCP. It used to be, Laura, they would say, oh, you bring the people from China, they're going to love America, they'll go back. And
we can't support like all those. You're talking about 600 Chinese students coming to the U.S. and we have X amount of colleges that have basically over 300,000. That's basically doubled, like you said. We don't have the capability to support all that, to be honest with you. Like, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people.
There'll be ambassadors and China will change, but obviously that has not happened because this has been going on for decades. So, I think it's first of all, the fact that we have 300,000 now is way out of bounds of, I think, what most people would want to see. I'd rather those slots go to American students.
I'd rather have none. How's that?
Hey, you know what? I love to see it. Pro-American, pro-America. Listen, that's that patriotic spirit, man, that we need, that we're missing. We need that.
Have none. I think the whole thing is a bailout to colleges, and why would want to bail out colleges? We've got a lot of Republican lobbyists working for top American educational institutions, and a lot of them seem to have a lot of power here. I don't know why, but that cannot continue. Governor, we appreciate it.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey,
listen, they talking about make America great again.